top stories for the hour. Prime Minister Abiy calls for unified and relentless global response to end hunger. And the Ethio-Djibouti Joint Border Administrations and Commissioners meeting kicks off. Greetings and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. Hikma Tamam, I will stay with you, presenting the news for the hour. To stay with us. President Taye Asqe-Selassie addressed participants at the reception for the World Without Hunger Conference in Addis Ababa, highlighting Ethiopia's progress toward food self-sufficiency and food security. He noted that hunger remains a significant challenge across many African nations, but Ethiopia is making notable strides, particularly in wheat production. The reception was attended by several high-level leaders, including Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, President William Ruto of Kenya, President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone, and Prime Minister Amadou Orebah of Guinea. President Taye emphasized the importance of collaboration among African governments and the private sector to boost agricultural productivity, build climate resilience, and support sustainable development across the continent. The World Without Hunger Conference, co-organized by UNIDO, the African Union Commission, and the government of Ethiopia, with support from FAO, gathered over 1,500 global stakeholders, including heads of states, ministers, UN agencies, financial institutions, and the private sector. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said unified and relentless global response is vital to combat hunger. The Prime Minister said this at the closing ceremony of the 3-day World Without Hunger Conference held at the Adwa Victory Memorial Museum in Addis Ababa. The Premier also underscored the vision for zero hunger extends beyond addressing hunger and malnutrition. Koshu Meliso presents more.
The 3-day World Without Hunger Conference held in Addis Ababa wrapped up today. The event brought together African leaders and other pertinent bodies to find solutions to end hunger. Speaking at the conclusion of the event, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed called for a unified and relentless global response to address the issue.
Hunger is not an isolated issue and requires a unified and relentless global response to combat hunger and food security issues. The urgent need to enhance resilience in agriculture has been examined. Climate adaptive practices, sustainable farming, and improved market access are key to empowering smallholder farmers who are the bedrock of global food security. Ethiopia has embraced these principles through its national economic reforms.
The Premier also underscored that the vision for zero hunger extends beyond addressing hunger and malnutrition.
The vision for zero hunger extends beyond merely addressing hunger and malnutrition. It calls for the creation of sustainable and equitable food systems where everyone has access to sufficient food. It's about enabling our population's dignified lives, free from basic wants. Achieving this is more than just a goal. It is a moral imperative and our collective responsibility to build resilient, sustainable agricultural systems that uplifts all our communities.
State Minister of United Arab Emirates, for his part, said the gathering helps to deepen collaboration and address critical challenges.
Today's gathering serves a powerful reminder to the vast potential for deeper collaboration and understanding in addressing the critical challenges we collectively face.
The conference, which was co-organized by the United Nations Development Organization UNIDO, The African Union Commission and Ethiopia concluded, stressing on collaborative efforts to end hunger.
The 28th Ethio-Djibouti Joint Border Administrations and Commissioners meeting began today in Ethiopia with participants from various sectors and institutions from both nations. Salamai Dawit, Director General of Ethiopia's Immigration and Citizenship Service, highlighted the unique and strong ties between Ethiopia and Djibouti, which are rooted in shared people-to-people connections and common interests. Salamai underscored the importance of tackling shared challenges such as illegal trade, migration, terrorism, and the growing issue of contraband, which has been negatively impacting both economies. Suleiman Mu'min Roble, Secretary General of Djibouti's Ministry of Interior, noted that the discussions would focus on improving peace and security in border areas as well as promoting the welfare of border communities. He also referenced agreements between Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Djiboutian President Ismail Omar Guelleh to strengthen bilateral ties through enhanced cooperation, particularly in providing water and electricity to border regions. The ongoing collaboration between the two countries plays a crucial role in consolidating their relationship and addressing mutual concerns.
So this is Copenhagen's most popular spot. All the tourists come here to look at the colorful houses on the waterfront and to get their pictures taken. Welcome to Copenhagen. This area here is Nyhavn. The 17th century harbor has always been an entertainment district, in former times for sailors and now today for tourists. It's become quite the expensive hangout. The infrastructure in Copenhagen is superb, which makes cycling a lot of fun and safe, even for tourists. This yellow boat is a water bus, and you can ride it with your day ticket and cruise through the harbor, saving about 100 Danish crowns or 14 euros for a seat on the tour boat. Another insider tip that's free, the roof of the parking garage Konitad Luters in Nyhavn.
Moving on to other stories, Hungary pledges to strengthen ties with Ethiopia, emphasizes education and investment. In a meeting today between Ethiopia's State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Misganu Arga, and Hungarian Ambassador to Ethiopia, Attila Tamás Kopányi, both sides discussed ways to deepen bilateral and multilateral cooperation. Ambassador Misganu highlighted the importance of strengthening the diplomatic relationship between Ethiopia and Hungary. The state minister also emphasized Ethiopia's abundant trade and investment opportunities, inviting Hungarian businesses to explore key sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, and mining. Ambassador Attila reiterated Hungary's commitment to further developing diplomatic ties with Ethiopia. He stressed Hungary's focus on expanding cooperation in areas such as trade, investment, capacity building, and humanitarian assistance. The ambassador also reaffirmed Hungary's continued support for Ethiopia's education system, particularly through providing support further opportunities for Ethiopian students to pursue higher education in Hungary. Participants attending World Without Hunger conference in Ethiopia applauded the impressive transformation of the corridor development in Addis Ababa. Hosting conferences like World Without Hunger conference serves as a platform for the revival of tourism industry in the country. They further urged African countries to draw lessons from Ethiopia to take bold initiatives for the eradication of poverty and their country's development. Shagoy Mato has more.
Participants attending the World Without Hunger conference praised Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, as a remarkable tourism destination. A Zimbabwean executive director for Africa, Laser and Laser Products Institute in Ethiopia, Nicholas Mudunge, indicated that hosting conferences like World Without Hunger is an ideal platform to attract tourists to Ethiopia. An Austrian chief of climate and technology partnerships division at UNIDRO, Petro Ashwagar, for her part expressed her amazement for kind hospitality accorded to her in Ethiopia.
This is the perfect way of attracting tourists, because many people across the world, or even in Africa, they don't know Ethiopia. They know Ethiopia of 40 years ago when there were problems. They don't know the beautiful Ethiopia in terms of agricultural production. They don't know the beautiful Ethiopia about the beautification taking place in the country. I like running. Every day I run from my house in Rio State up to Magananya with no interruption. And this is beautiful, and this is what tourists want, and they will come more.
It's really amazing, the friendliness of the people, the helpfulness of the people, everything really works wonderfully, and it's really a big pleasure, really a privilege to be here in your beautiful country. That is the, where all the mankind started, no?
The participants also indicated that in addition to well-equipped tourism infrastructure, the ongoing Addis Ababa corridor development demonstrates the revival of tourism for the country.
It's the importance of the country. It's also your well-equipped tourism sector, that already the hospitality that provides, of course, good room for and good locations for conferences. Of course, you're also the siege of the African Union, which makes Addis Ababa very important. And of course, your government is a very open government for discussion, for conferences, so a very important country for Africa and for the world.
Like I said, I like running. And it was difficult to run in Addis before. But now it is beautiful. And all people who come from abroad, those corridors have created safety on the road, because there are pavements for people to walk, cyclists on their way, and there is a green environment which is contributing oxygen to the environment and reducing carbon emission. This is fantastic. I'm really excited about this country, and as Africa we are moving forward and we are taking lessons from Ethiopia.
They further underscored that holding such conferences is a testimony of the work undertaken by the Ethiopian government with respect to enhancing food security and transforming the capital Addis Ababa, among others.
Well, this conference is a living testimony of the work that is taking place in Ethiopia in terms of enhancing food security. Production of wheat is growing, production of different foodstuffs is growing, and Addis Ababa itself is being transformed. And this is the Africa that we want as Africans.
Well, I think that many of the conference participants are also interested in getting to know more about your country, no? So I assume that some of our participants will stay longer to explore the beauty of your country.
The executive director for Africa Laser and Laser Products Institute in Ethiopia urged African countries to draw lessons from Ethiopia to take bold moves for the development of their countries.
The lesson is, if you take action, you get results. If you theorize, you don't get results. So Ethiopia has been taking action. And the action, we are seeing the results, and we are seeing the impact, and everybody's excited. So all African countries should draw lessons and say, even if you have a limited budget, the most difficult step is the first one. Once you take the first, you gain momentum. I am sure when Ethiopia started to do the corridor work, it was like a small step, and maybe people were doubting. But that step has generated another step, another step, another step. And now we see transformation in Piazza. I was here 10 years ago, it was not like this. It is now modern, open, and airy. So we are all learning, and this gives us confidence as Africans that Africa can do it.
The three-day World Without Hunger conference brought together policymakers, experts, and stakeholders from around the world to discuss innovative solutions and strategies to achieve zero hunger.
Well, those were the news package we have for today, but before I go, a recap of the top stories once again. Prime Minister Abiy calls for unified and relentless global response to end hunger. And the Ethio-Djibouti Joint Border Administrations and Commissioners meeting kicks off. Well, you have been watching EBC World, the Voice of Pan-Africanism. Hikmat Tamam, I was with you presenting the news. Goodbye.